Joining me right now is one championship flyweight, Reece Lightning McLaren. Welcome to Kumite Radio.
Hey, thank you for having me.
First of all, I wanted to talk about the one championship. They had a retreat in the Philippines. I know that you were in attendance. How was that?
Man, that was so much fun. Pretty much we just got to hang out with the rest of the crew and got to see the beautiful paradise that is Boracay. Man, it was unreal.
Was there anything in particular that you really enjoyed about that retreat?
Yeah, no, look, pretty much the best thing about Boracay was just being able to what they call it when you just interact with other competitors and whatnot. Man, it was yeah, awesome experience.
Did you get a chance to size up your next opponent while at the retreat?
Look, there was a lot of sizing up with everyone. I think it was quite funny. Some of the guys knew they were probably going to be competing in a long time, so I think they were going pretty ham on the food. But nah, look, man, I was just there having fun and just doing my thing, really.
All right. I know that before that you were at the fights in Manila. You got to view the fight between Jay Estacio and Kairat Akhmedov. What was your opinions about that fight?
Look, it went the way I thought it was going to. I thought if Gigi could control the range and keep his hands going, then he'd walk away with that W, and that's what happened, really. It was a great fight, man. The atmosphere there, Manila's amazing to compete at. I'd have to say it's probably my favorite venue, man. It fills out, 20,000 seater. It's amazing.
Yeah, talking about Manila, your last fight was in Manila against Anatpong Bunrad, and it was your flyweight debut. And you got the quick submission in the first round. Did you feel that you got to, show all your skills in that fight?
Nah, look, I think we've improved that much from the Bibiano fight that I've showed very little to almost nothing to what I think I've improved on and what I'm capable of. So, man, there's still a lot of tricks up these sleeves, and I'm willing to pull them out March 9th. So, should be a good fight, man.
The fight with Bunrad, did you think that it was a much easier fight than you expected?
No, I'd almost and Bunrad's so good, man. Like, if you look at his record, he loses a split decision to Gianni that he probably would have won if he didn't get that point deducted. And he's got a split win over Gigi, and he's got a split loss over Gigi. So, two fights that could have gone either way, and then fight with Gianni that he probably won. You know what I mean? So, we expected what happened, and look, we've been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time. When you get someone down and they accept going onto their back, it's a bad night for them.
Did you feel stronger compared to your opponent?
It's a strange one. I felt in myself like it was the optimal weight, like power to weight ratio. Just everything just felt primo. Like I feel good down at this weight once I get there, and once I'm here, like I pretty much am now. It's happy days, happy sailing.
Yeah, it seemed like during the fight when you went for your takedowns, and especially one of your takedowns, you just lifted him off the canvas and just slammed him on the ground. I in my view, I thought, wow, this guy looks so much stronger.
Yeah, I don't know. See, the thing with the bantamweight was I was never really out strength, if you will. Like, I was never weak at that weight, so I definitely feel like I'm carrying it down a weight division, which is, I mean, can only be an advantage, I guess.
Now, I wanted to go back to the fights before your flyweight debut, which was the fight against Bibiano, which was very close. To be honest with you, you could be the champion right now at bantamweight. A lot of people believe so, right? And then you came off of that loss and you took on Kevin Bellagong. and you got caught, which is something that happens to everybody. So it's nothing that you can like put against you, right? So what was your reason for moving down to flyweight?
Basically, we made bantamweight too easy, or this weight protocol way too easy. I wanted a quick turnaround, win, lose, or draw against Kevin. I wanted at least two bouts that year, and I only really had one. I mean, I was scheduled in April, then they said July, and then it all just fell through. So when it come around that there was an option later in that year in November, and it was to go down a division, well then, man, we took it. We always wanted to go down the flyweight, to be honest. Our plan was after the Striegel fight was to go down to flyweight. But then with all the weight protocol change, well, being strong at bantamweight, that weight class really suited me at the time, and there was no point to go down. But seeing that my career was, I would say I was walking a tightrope, and to get to the other side, I needed to do something quite drastic like this. So it was a good push, good nudge.
Looking back, was it something that was that drastic? Because it seemed like the weight is not a big issue for you.
Yeah, look, I usually walk around like 66, 67, 68. I mean, I was a 70 after Christmas. Just enjoyed Christmas, man. Can you blame me? But yeah, look, we get it down, and once it starts dropping, my body holds on a little bit, and then once it goes, and we knew we could get there. It was just getting there. Now I've got there, that I just have to keep getting there. Basically, it's a science, and we're working it out. And after this one, we'll have it right down to a fine science, and it'll be happy days, I think.
For sure. Recently, I saw that you went down to KMA and was working with the champ Martin Nguyen.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Oh man, that guy is such a champion, man. He's like one of the most humble dudes I've ever met in my life, and winning 2 titles, man, it hasn't changed him at all. He's the same fun-loving dude, and just wants to have fun doing everything. And look, being down there with his camp and his coach, it was such a good experience. And then being able to pass off some knowledge, and having himself and his coaches pass off knowledge back to me, it was super humbling, and I'm so gracious for that experience.
Was that for his preparation for Bibiano, for you to go down there and kind of help out?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. He's had like double the time to prep for Bibs as I've even had for like my last 2 fights together. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's cool.
Now, what do you get from Martin? I know you said that he is very humble, he works hard, but what other like little trinket did he pass off to you?
Oh man, he's just such a character that he just passes off, his good happy vibes, and man, he's an amazing human being. I'd love to go down and work more with him and to be a part of his team. Just his work ethic, really. I think that wears off most on everyone that he that's around him. Like his whole team lift with him, and he lifts his team.
All right, now moving on. Your biggest fight so far in your career, won visions of victory in Malaysia, flyweight world championship title. It's on the line against Adriano Moraes. You guys are both like boxed into this, category as grapplers, right? Now, what would be the difference maker in this fight, in your view?
The difference is going to be the gap between grappling and striking. I think the one that can bridge the gap the best is probably going to walk away with the win.
Do you feel like in the striking exchanges that you possess more of the power since you are moving down, and since you said that power has carried down with you?
Yeah, look, I think so. I've boxed a lot of people, and I've been boxing now for that's something people don't really realize was prior to training full-time down here at the Gold Coast, I had done very little to almost none striking as such for MMA. It was always specifically for boxing or even through camps that I would have, it would never be a lot of striking. It would be always like a lot of grappling. So, I mean, just man, I haven't been able to show anything since the Bibbs fight. We went in with Kevin and got caught early. Since then, it's like I feel like I'm version 3.2, coming in version 4, man. Feeling ready. I'm so ready, man.
Boxing, is that one of the best bases to have, I guess, when you go into MMA training?
I think it's a better basis to have for striking. I think Muay Thai and kickboxing is a little bit up and down, a little bit flat-footed. But the boxers a little bit more on their balls of the feet, a little bit more head movement and whatnot. So I think boxing suits MMA more, if I'm going to put into that sort of aspect.
Have you been working on a lot of your wrestling also?
No. Basically, I sort of went through the trials for the Commonwealth Games this year. So the wrestling's always been worked on. The thing with wrestling is it's not very strong in this country, so finding good training partners is hard to come by. And now I've been lucky. I got pretty much manhandled by a South African for most of my career, and his wrestling's phenomenal. So there's been a lot of things I've been very lucky with to get this far, and we'll just keep working with these people and just keep getting better.
Do you feel that, you said that whoever bridges the gap between the grappling and the striking is going to win this fight? Do you think that a knockout is possible in this matchup?
Yeah, 100%. Small gloves. It's a bit of a lottery when you throw hands. Always a possibility.
So what is your prediction then? Are you going to go for the knockout? Is that what is in your mind?
Not really. I just go in there and just try and... It sounds weird just to do your thing, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're going in there. I'm going to lay some traps and see if he falls into one, really. Whether that be grappling or striking, we'll just see how it pans out. I try not to think it's going to go away, or almost like I don't want to... Trying to think of the word. Yeah, look, it's like having a game plan. I try not to have one. I just have strategies and just go in there and implement.
All right. Last question before I let you go. Have you been doing a lot of skateboarding during your camp?
None. I've been off the surfboard, off the skateboard, basically wrapped up in bubble wrap when I'm not at the gym. No injuries and just getting work done, man.
All right, man. Thank you for your time, Reece. You can catch Reece at 1 Malaysia on March 9th. He's going to be fighting for the World Flyweight Championship. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.